Nevada Virtual Academy, we're back. Proficiency exam, problem number 28. Which graph shows a function with range y less than or equal to 3? And many of you will remember what range is. Many of you may not remember what range is. However, you're looking for what? You're looking for y less than or equal to 3. Okay? So this question is asking which graph shows a function with range less than or equal to 3. Well, if you remember, if you have any function as a magic box, that's your f of x, your function in which you put something in and something else comes outside. You basically have your x's that are getting in and your y's that are coming out, right? You have the input, you have the output. Whatever you put is your domain, right? Whatever comes outside will be your range. And when you talk about, x and y axis, the coordinate system, the rectangular system, the Cartesian system, whichever you want to call it, you talk about range, you're looking at the y-axis, okay? Y-axis all over the place. Because I'm dealing with the y-axis, because I'm looking for y less than or equal to 3, why don't you just go ahead and mark your 3 on each one of your graphs, right? That's 3, that's 3, that's also 3, and draw an horizontal line parallel to the x-axis, and that's what you're looking for, right? You're looking for all the y's that are less than or equal to that. And remember, when you were graphing inequalities, if you said less than or equal to a certain function, to a certain value, you were going and choosing all the points that were part of that side of your line, right? So I'm talking about less than. Everything that's less than, that goes below this line, right? Below, and I highlighted in this light blue, turquoise, whatever the color is. Now, when I'm doing that, I'm looking for a function that has the range in that part of your coordinate system. When I'm saying the function's range, I'm talking about all the values, all the y values of that function has to be, or the whole function, the whole graph of your function has to be in that highlighted in blue part, half if you want, of your coordinate system. And I'm looking at A. Well, in A, there is a part of your graph that is going off that interval. That's why A is not good. I'm looking at the graph in the C option. You see, your graph, part of your graph of your line here, goes out. Not good, because that range will go more, or will be outside my interval, which should be less than or equal to 3. I'm looking at B. B, okay, the maximum value for that function, which is obviously a quadratic function, we can see that is 3. Well, 3 is still good, but everything else is less than 3, and it seems to me that B so far is my best answer, and is the answer, because if you guys check D, all your range here, all the y values are actually off or out of my given range, less than or equal to 3. Not good, and you are done. You figured it out that your range, the outcome, whatever comes after the function's transformation to your inputs, to your axis, the range, which is always on the y-axis, well, maybe not be always, but for this problem, is on the y-axis, your range is less than or equal to 3, and I'm talking about the graph represented, the graph of the function given in the option B. You are done. This is how you solve similar problems. Even if you don't remember what range is, like I said, look what you're asked to look for, to find, to analyze, to dissect, to get into the details, to look for all the y's that are less than or equal to 3. And if you go on the y-axis, you're looking at the functions, has to be less than or equal to 3. Use this, helpful red line that I use here. You may use just, the pencil, whatever black color you're using there, and you should be fine. Whatever is not underneath that line, including the line, is not good, and you have answered. This is it. Let's do another one. Thank you.